I think there's been a development from the more rigid system of these are comedies and they're half an hour long, and these are dramas and they're an hour long, and the dramas cannot be funny in any way, and the comedies must be funny on every page and they can't be serious. And I think that there is a merging of those two genres. And I think there are probably pros and cons of that. And Fleabag was always written with the jokes first. So Phoebe had a series of, things that had made her laugh, or an anecdote or an idea for something that she would then kind of spin together with, knowing that those moments were sort of bits of gold that she wanted to find in, and then kind of spin the story between them. So the laughs were really important. And I think sometimes comedy drama can be a label by which comedy that maybe isn't doing the best job at making you laugh can get away with going under the label of comedy drama. And actually I think the best comedy drama is like best in class of both of those fields, and I think it sometimes gets unfairly labeled as something that's not quite one or the other, like it's not quite fun enough to be the best comedy, and it's not really got the narrative engine to sustain an hour, for example.
And then you get something really like hard. Succession, which is brilliant at both.
Exactly. So I think sometimes the label can kind of just allow people to be a bit lazy about being like, yeah, it's comedy drama. I think you need to be really good at both if you're going to be comedy drama. So actually, I think it's almost the hardest one to get right.
Yeah, I think so. So you're not going to put a label on Fleabag, or you are?
We never did when we were making it. Right. It just felt more like, the play existed already, so it wasn't, we sort of always knew the source material. When we put it up for BAFTAs that year, it went into comedy. It was commissioned by the comedy team. I think it's really important that we recognise that
it's a scripted comedy.
It's a scripted comedy, and it was BBC Comedy that got behind it and commissioned it and backed it. And I think that's where it started. It feels to me like it's comedy, but it naturally spun into other areas as Phoebe just wrote out things that she wanted to say, and some of them were funny, and also I suppose
partly it does have some continuing storylines, which is where it so it's where it at least becomes a modern sitcom moving into something else. But maybe scripted comedy is the best label for all of them these days.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to pigeonhole things. And I know that there's kind of sort of not course correct, but I know that there's a sort of trend to think like, let's sort of recapture comedy and make sure that it's not just being overtaken by drama, saying, yeah, we'll just put jokes in it and say it's comedy drama. And I think writing a script is really, really, really hard. Writing a story is really, really hard. Writing a story and then being funny in it is a whole new skill. And so I think we should sort of maintain and recognize that comedy is it's a gem at the top.